Come on, Johnson. Sun's shining out there. Get your cell out and get something done. So I'm actually having to come out and do this little bit again because for some reason it didn't record the audio. And what I tried to show you was how much I've actually managed to squeeze in to a tiny space. So, and it is quite a small space, this. Look at that beautiful lavender. Isn't that magnificent? I don't know if you can see, but it's covered in bees. Now, we were told this lavender should come out 5 years ago. No. And the nettles above that you can see there, that's actually a crop that I harvest. And then I use that nettle for making liquid compost, liquid feed. Just look at this. This is how will I get around here? This is one of the little apple trees that I just literally stuck it in half a barrel to see if it would grow. And it's grown beautifully. And if you look, it's absolutely covered in apples. Now there's a few of them have got some marks on them. But what I think I'm going to do is I'll just prune back a lot of these. I'll only leave like 1 or maybe 2 apples in each place, just so that they can grow a little bit bigger. Here, let me just change the perspective there. That's a wee bit better, isn't it? You can see what's going on there now. Next to it, again, another old pot with a bit of stuff growing in it. And then even a few old beans that we've been harvesting, they were quite nice. And we've managed to get another apple tree there. I don't know if you can make that out, but that's a crab apple tree. Don't mind the mess over there, that's a work in progress, as is this mountain of pallets that I'm working on. Now this area here you can see, there's just a little bit of a border, and the problem I've got is I have a lot of moles run up and down the fence line here, so anything that I've planted in the ground just tends to get destroyed by the moles. So what I did was I just bordered it off, put some Formicil plastics down, and then with a few old barrels I managed to get hold of, I put in a pot garden. And it's a pot garden with a difference. Black currant, red currant, white currant, potatoes, green gooseberries, black gooseberries, giant kale, and I do mean giant kale. And I've got 3 apple trees growing along here that I'm training for a espalier. Don't know if you can see them, but again, lots of apples on them. And we have clematis that grow in the background, which ties everything together and makes it absolutely beautiful. Now I've already been harvesting the red currants this morning and the black currants. There's a few left on, and I always tend to leave a few on for the birds. I don't leave any of the apples on, I have to say, because I thoroughly enjoy them, but I do leave a few of them on for the birds. So, and the idea of having these giant kale plants here as well, let me show you on here, is, here's one. If I leave it and I put it behind the wire, so it's close to the top of the fence, then the birds seem to eat that and leave the apples alone. So I'll keep this growing. And as you can see, it's all wedged in. And this is a bit of comfrey I've got here as well. I don't know if you know, but these comfrey leaves are beautiful tempura'd. So you have them Japanese style in a lovely crispy batter and serve it with a gooseberry coulis or a gooseberry sauce just poured over it. You eat that and you think you died and gone to heaven. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at that. Yeah, so although the garden's really small, and it is very small, we have managed to cram an awful lot into it. And the goal is to see how much food we can grow in here. Now you can see this is mostly fruit, well apart from the taties, but this will change each year as the pots change. The fruit bushes will stay, but the crops in between will all change. You know, some say these is a weed. I don't know if you can make them out, but they're actually alpine strawberries. Can you see them? And I actively encourage these to grow everywhere. So I've got the water feature in a little part of the back garden here, which is tiny, and it's just beside the bins really. But I encourage the alpine strawberries to grow. And the kids, the nephews, they all love coming here. The nieces go along every nook and cranny and they clean out every strawberry from the bushes. But you know, it's a favourite pastime of theirs, and after all, who am I to stop the bairns having a bit of fun? So Debs and I are just sorting out all of these plant pots now. We're repotting them on, getting everything cosy, comfy, sorted out for the next couple of years. And this is a lovely little place we've created here. Again, just some old metal trellis. It was actually a gazebo that somebody was throwing away, and we turned it into a trellis and put our plants in. And you can see, it's just lovely. We even managed to pick up an old cast iron burner, so we can sit out here in the night time, have ourselves a glass of something, and just burn off all the rubbish. But everywhere that I can, I try and build something in for the birds as well. Don't know if you can hear them. Not bad, eh? We've got all sorts of stuff comes in the garden, and I normally sit here in the morning and just thoroughly enjoy watching them.